Alright, so now let's look at the listening module of the TELC P1 exam. In TELC P1, the total listening module of the exam is worth 75 points. It has three modules. Module 1 for conversation, Module 2 is an interview, and Module 3 is announcements. Each module is worth 25 points. In this video specifically, we will cover the Module 1 of the exam and look into the tips and strategies that we can use to score high marks in this exam. So let's get into it and let me explain how the exam is actually structured. So in the Module 1 of the listening exam, you will be given these 5 statements or 5 questions. For each corresponding statement, you will have to answer it by either marking the statement as true or false. And for each of these questions, a corresponding audio will be played only once. So this is the important thing to note, that in part 1 of the listening exam, the audio will only be played once. Therefore, you need to listen to the audio very carefully. You will be given 30 seconds to quickly read through the questions of the exam. So use that time to mark the keywords for each part. The format is generally as follows. So these 5 statements will be opinions from different people about a certain topic. And you have to listen to the audio, and based on that audio, you will have to figure out whether the statement is correct or not. For example, in this case, you can see that the topic is social media. So I can highlight social media, right? And in the first question, Lucas believes that social media has positive effect. Now you will have to listen to the audio, which will be played only once, and based on that you will have to determine whether this statement is correct or not, that whether Lucas indeed believes that the effect of social media is positive. The way to go about this is following. I can give you 3 tips. So the first tip is, when the audio is playing, listen to the audio very carefully and highlight the keywords that you find. So in the first 30 minutes, before even the audio is played, what you can do is quickly go through these questions and highlight the key words. For example, I have, for the first question sentence, I have highlighted social media, positive effect. For second, it is again kein Gefahr, Privatsphäre darstellen. Okay, sometimes even if you don't know the meaning of the word, that is okay. Just make sure that certain words such as negative words like kein are specially highlighted, and other words are also, keywords are highlighted, right? Similarly, here is Gesellschaft verbinden. In number 4, it's negative Auswirkung. Nur negative Auswirkung actually, right? And in the final one, keine Rolle Politik in der Politik spielen, right? So in the first 30 seconds, what you need to do is quickly highlight all these keywords and especially circle the negative keywords, okay? Then when the audio is played, keep a sharp ear for the keywords that you have highlighted, and also keep a sharp ear for the negative words, right? Like nicht, ne, kein, aber, right? Because using that you can figure out, for example, if the audio would say kein positive effect, if you detect that in the audio, then the answer to this would be false. However, if you just detect the keywords in the audio as positive effect, right, then the answer to that would be right. Also, you can pay attention to the speaker's tone and annotation. Is it positive or negative? Sometimes you can get that idea as well, right? So what are the 3 tips? The first tip is, in the first 30 seconds that you get to review the questions, highlight all the keywords and circle all the negative words that you find, like kein, nicht, aber, ne. when the audio plays, keep a sharp ear for all these keywords and also all the negative words, and based on that you can figure out whether it's true or false, right? And then finally also you can sometimes guess from the speaker's tone or annotation whether the answer should be whether the opinion about a topic is true or false. So the module 1 will always be in this format, right? There will be a topic like social media or AI or climate change, and then different speakers will be in the different audio, they will be giving their opinions about that, right? And then the statement about that audio will be like, okay, does the speaker believe that climate change is getting worse? And now based on that, like, you have to mark it true and false. So that's the one thing. Again, just to give you the marks distribution, each question is worth 5 points. So if you get it wrong, you lose 5 points. So it is kind of important and difficult a bit, right? But yeah, so because there are 5 of these questions and each question is worth 5 points, that means the section 1 of the listening exam in total is 25 points. But using these tricks, you should be able to score 25 out of 25 or at least 20 out of 25. Okay, so now let's just try to listen to the first audio and then figure out whether we are able to answer the question correctly or not. Okay, so let's play.
Ich denke, dass soziale Medien vor allem positive Effekte haben. Sie ermöglichen es Menschen, weltweit in Kontakt zu bleiben und Informationen schnell zu teilen. Besonders in Krisenzeiten können soziale Medien helfen, schnell Hilfe zu organisieren. Allerdings gibt es auch negative Seiten, wie die Verbreitung von Falschinformationen. Insgesamt überwiegen für mich die Vorteile, weil sie die Kommunikation erleichtern.
So it did say in the audio that like overall positive effect is there, but at the end of the audio it did mention false, fake information and like, you know, aber, and there was also the use of this word aber, right? So because there was a negative word, you can already detect that the answer to this is false. Let's look at the second question, right? Let's pay attention to the negation, keine, Gefahr and Privatstellen. By the way, if you don't know the meaning of any words, you can always translate that word, and darstellen means represent, and then Privatspinnen means to privacy, and Gefahr actually means danger. So the danger of like privacy, social media has no danger. So in Sarah's opinions, social media has no danger, kein Gefahr for privacy. So let's listen to the audio and see whether that's true or not.
Meiner Meinung nach sind soziale Medien eine große Gefahr für die Privatsphäre. Viele Menschen teilen zu viel persönliche Informationen, ohne sich der Konsequenzen bewusst zu sein. Das kann zu Identitätsdiebstahl oder anderen Problemen führen. Außerdem kann die ständige Nutzung von sozialen Medien zu Suchtverhalten führen. Deshalb bin ich der Ansicht, dass man vorsichtig sein sollte und soziale Medien nur in Maßen nutzen sollte.
So it did say Gefahr, Privatdarstellung, but it didn't use any negative words like nicht or kein. So instead it uses the word große Gefahr. That means there's a great danger of Privatdarstellung. There's a great danger of privacy due to social media. So this statement is actually wrong because this statement says kein Gefahr. Like Sarah believes that there's no danger, which is incorrect. Sarah believes there's a lot of danger for privacy because of social media. So this is going to be false. Let's look at the third one. Gesellschaft verbinden. And if you want to look at the verbinden, it means to connect. And this is like, it connects the society, right? Social media is good for connecting the society.
Ich finde, dass soziale Medien die Gesellschaft spalten. Durch Filterblasen sieht man nur noch Meinungen, die die eigene Sichtweise bestätigen. Das führt zu weniger Toleranz und mehr Konflikten. Außerdem fördern soziale Medien Oberflächlichkeit, weil alles schnell gehen muss. Für mich sind soziale Medien eher schädlich als nützlich.
Again, we didn't hear any Gesellschaft. We heard the Gesellschaft, but we didn't hear verbinden. And the negative and the tone and annotation was quite negative. So I don't think Michael believes that social media is connecting the society or anything. It's actually creating divisions, to be honest. So that's why the answer to that is false. Anna believes social media only negative effect has. Nur negative Auswirkung, right? Auswirkung, I think, means effect or impact. Effects, yeah. So let's see what Anna believes.
Ich bin der Meinung, dass soziale Medien vor allem für junge Menschen eine gute Möglichkeit sind, sich auszutauschen und neue Freunde zu finden. Sie können auch helfen, sehr kreative Ideen zu teilen und sich zu engagieren. Natürlich gibt es auch Risiken, aber wenn man vorsichtig ist, kann man soziale Medien sinnvoll nutzen. Für mich sind sie ein wichtiger Bestandteil des modernen Lebens.
Again, she seems quite positive about social media and young people, and she doesn't believe that it has only negative Auswirkung. We didn't even hear the word nur negative Auswirkung. So again, the answer to that is false. Finally, let's see what Tom's believes. In Tom's opinion, social media has no role to play in politics.
Meiner Ansicht nach sind soziale Medien eine nützliche Plattform, um sich politisch zu engagieren. Man kann schnell Informationen über politische Themen bekommen und sich an Diskussionen beteiligen. Das fördert die Demokratie, weil mehr Menschen ihre Meinung äußern können. Allerdings besteht auch die Gefahr von Manipulation und Fake News. Insgesamt sehe ich soziale Medien als ein Werkzeug, das sowohl Chancen als auch Risiken birgt.
Okay, this one is a bit hard, but in Tom's opinion, the social media has no role to play in politics. Depends on how we interpret it, but my understanding is like he's saying that it is playing a negative role in the society. So in politics, maybe so we cannot hear it again because again, I mean, I have allowed in the app that you are allowed to play it again, but generally in the actual exam you won't be able to press this button again. So we will not play it again to simulate the real exam, and we will just, in this case I'm just gonna guess and make it richtig. Probably this is wrong, the answer, but now once we have used these techniques and like listen to all the audios, we can submit it and then see. So we got like 15 out of 25. Yeah, this again, as I told you, this section is a bit hard, but overall still not that bad using this thing. And the first answer was wrong actually, and it actually explains the correct answer is basically. So yeah, and then like you can actually review all your questions and answers based on that, and it really tells you like if your answer was wrong, why it was wrong, what was the correct answer. It gives you the audio transcript and the translation for that and the explanation, so you can figure out what mistakes you made and learn from them as well. And then you can practice as many of these as possible, and again, practice makes perfect. And the idea is like if you practice a lot, if you keep practicing like hundreds and hundreds of exams, like again in this app you can practice as much as you want. The idea is you'll train your ears to listen to these kind of audios, and then you should be able to perform really well in the actual exam. So hope this video was helpful for you. And then like in the next video we will go through the second module of the listening exam, which is like an interview. But until that time, I wish you good luck in your German exam preparation, and cheers.